Tonight for dinner, we're having loaded brisket baked potatoes. Let me show you how I do mine. All right, this is in my cookbook, okay? But, and I have how you can cook your brisket in the slow cooker or in the oven. So it is going to be in here, but we're gonna cook ours on the smoker, which is why we're starting so damn early. Anyway, this is half of a brisket. I bought a whole brisket at Sam's Club on Friday, but I only need half of it, okay? And this is gonna make actually multiple recipes for this week, just this half for the 4 of us, so. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is I have not trimmed up this brisket yet, so I'm gonna trim it up. All right, once you got it all trimmed up the way you like, we're gonna put a binder on it. Mustard. And no, you can't taste the mustard. And some sriracha. Rub it in. Flip it over, do the other side. Alright, once you got the binder put on both sides, now we're going to season. I like to use the carne asada seasoning. You use your favorite brisket seasoning. It doesn't really matter, but we just really like this. We're gonna season both sides very heavily. Make sure you get them sides too. All right, once you got it all nice and seasoned up, let's go to the smoker. A little dewy out here this morning. We gotta clean that first from last night's barbecue chicken. Listen, and if you were one of them hateful ass people on my post last night from dinner, you're not welcome here. And I deleted your comment. It doesn't affect me. I don't really give a shit what you think. I'm a damn good mom and a damn good wife, and I work my ass off 24/7 taking care of everybody else, so. And all I'm gonna say is the reason we were laughing so damn hard at the very beginning was because of the way I said tonight for dinner, and it was like, oh my god, that didn't even sound like us, okay? It was funny. The kids were taken care of. They did adult trick-or-treating where they handed out shots. After all the kids did their trick-or-treating, everybody was taken care of. There was sound adults around. Like, some of y'all, like, come on. Ugh, anyway, y'all like my cute little coffee cup? One of my favorite people in the whole wide world makes these. From Amon, Jordan is where this comes from. It's handcrafted and everything. You can even get them on Amazon. Y'all need to check them out. They have multiple different ones, but I love it. I love like hand designed things like this. All right, we're gonna set the smoker to 250 degrees. We're gonna wait and let that get up to temp and let our seasonings kind of set into our meat while we're waiting on this to get up to temp. So, all right, our smoker is up to temp. Now we're gonna put our brisket on there. All right, I'm gonna top this side with a little bit more of the carne asada seasoning. All right. Now we're gonna let it go until internal temp reaches 165 degrees. All right, our brisket looks awesome. It has reached internal temp of 165, so we're gonna take it off and go wrap it. All right, we're gonna lay it over some foil. Some people use like butcher's paper. Yeah, anyway, I use foil. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some French onion soup and just pour a little bit over the top of it. Always do it like this. I change it up about every time I do it, but this is good. Like that. Now we're just gonna wrap it up real tight. All right, let's go put it back on the smoker. Put that back on the smoker. We're gonna crank up the heat to 300 degrees. And we're gonna let this go until the internal temp reaches 203. All right, it's now reached internal temp of 203, so we're gonna pull it off and we're going to put it inside the ice chest so we can let it rest. All right, we got it in there. We're gonna close it up and we're gonna let it rest for 2 hours. All right, our brisket has been resting for 2 hours. Now we are going to cut it up. I do wish that the smoke ring was just a little bit more dominant, but that's okay. If I would have turned the temp down a little bit, but that's okay. Anyway, we're gonna shred this up so we can make our baked potatoes. All right, get you a baked potato. I didn't figure I had to show you how to make those. Cut it down the middle, open that puppy up. You're gonna loosen up the sides. Like that. All right, take you some shredded cheese. Put it down in there. Take you some of that shredded up brisket. Put it on top of that cheese. Load that puppy up. Like that. Okay, now you're gonna take some white queso. This is the one I like. It's the one I prefer. We're gonna drizzle it over the top of that brisket. All right, now you're gonna take some barbecue sauce. Drizzle it over the top. Some sour cream. The best part about it is you can add whatever toppings you want. And then we're gonna top it with some tomatoes and some green onion. And just a little bit more of that white queso right over the top. All right, and there you go. Loaded brisket baked potato is what's for dinner, y'all. I'm telling you, try it out. It's so good. This is in my cookbook, multiple different ways to cook the brisket to be able to create this. My cookbook does go on pre-sale October 16th, and I will share all the details on how to order that the morning of October 16th, so y'all be on the lookout for that. And anyway, and if you are so encouraging every single time in my comments, I see you, and I appreciate you more than you know. So anyway, I hope you have a good night, and we'll catch you later. Bye.